You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 2nd of July. India holds prayer meet for 6 killed in Afghanistan bomb attack. Pashtun activists hold anti-Pakistan protest in New York. And peace activists call on Afghan government, Taliban to end war. And now for all the details, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday condemned the terror attack in eastern Afghanistan that killed at least 19 people, including 11 Sikhs. Meanwhile, Sikhs in India's northern Amritsar city held a prayer meet at the iconic Golden Temple and condemned the deadly suicide attack.
Sikhs in India's northern Amritsar city held a prayer meet at the iconic Golden Temple to condemn the deadly suicide attack in Afghanistan's Jalalabad that killed at least 19 people, including several members of the small Sikh minority. Afghanistan is an overwhelming Muslim nation, but a small number of Hindus and Sikhs remain in the country. The Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee or SGPC, the apex body of Sikh shrines, strongly condemned the attack and urged the government to ensure the safety of the minority.
उस घटना च दुख दा इज़हार करने लई श्रोमणी गुरुद्वारा प्रबंधक कमेटी दे समुचे स्टाफ दी असीं अज शोक सभा कीती है, जिहदे विच मूल मंत्र ते गुरमंत्र दा जाप करन उपरंत अरदास बेनती कीती गई है कि सच्चे पातशाह दुखी परिवारां दे दुख दे विच हमदर्दी दा इज़हार करन दे लई सतगुरु सच्चे पातशाह रहमत करन, उन्हां नूं दुख झल्लण दा बल प्रदान करन, उन्हां दे साख संबंधियां नूं बल प्रदान करन ते असीं उस दुखद घटना दी अत करड़े शब्दां च निंदिया करदे होए रोस ते रोह दा इज़हार करदे हां.
It's very shocking, including the loss of Uttar Singh, who was the candidate for the upcoming election. It is an attack on the Afghan democracy, attack on the Afghan values, freedom of religion, faith, and attack on our diversity.
The blast hours after Afghan President Ashraf Ghani had opened a hospital in Jalalabad damaged shops and buildings around Mukhabarat Square in the city. Officials said at least 10 of the dead were Sikhs. Militant group Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the attack.
In another tragic incident, 48 people lost their lives as a bus fell from a steep mountain in India's northern Uttarakhand province on Sunday. Officials said 45 people died on the spot, whereas 3 succumbed to injuries later.
At least 48 people lost their lives in a bus accident in Bauri district of India's northern Uttarakhand province on Sunday. While 45 people died on the spot, 3 succumbed to their injuries later and 12 are injured and are still undergoing treatment. One of the major reasons is taken to be overcrowding. The 28-seater bus was reportedly carrying almost 60 passengers.
इस पूरी दुर्घटना में अब तक 60 लोगों के बस में सवार होने की सूचना मिली है, जिसमें से 45 लोगों की मौके पर ही मृत्यु हो गई. 15 लोगों को उपचार के लिए निकटस्थ जो प्राइमरी हेल्थ सेंटर है रामनगर, वहाँ पे इनको भेजा गया, जहाँ पे 3 और जो सवारी हैं उनकी मृत्यु हो गई.
The provincial government has announced a compensation of nearly $3,000 to the next of kin of the dead.
Moving on, an anti-Pakistan protest was held by Pashtun activists outside the UN headquarters in New York recently. The protesters highlighted the atrocities inflicted upon innocent Pashtuns by the Pakistani security forces and appealed to the UN to intervene.
Members of the Pashtun Tahaffuz movement or PTM recently held protest against the Pakistani army outside the headquarters of the United Nations in New York. The protesters shouted anti-Pakistan slogans and blamed Pakistani army for allegedly carrying out atrocities on Pashtun people. They demanded the international body to take notice of missing persons, harassment faced by Pashtun people and extrajudicial killings.
PTM, Pashtun Tahaffuz movement, is asking for their basic human rights. Number one, the life, the right to live with dignity. Then there are some checkposts where Pashtuns are being harassed. And the killer of more than 400 people, Rao Anwar, police officer, who has killed more than 400 people extrajudicially. So we demand the UN to take notice.
Pashtuns have long blamed that they have been the targets of military operations, internal displacement, ethnic stereotyping and abductions by the Pakistani security forces. They allege that Pakistan army functions along with militant groups in the region and indiscriminately uses force against innocent Pashtuns.
In news from Afghanistan, peace activists carrying out a sit-in protest in Afghan capital Kabul city have called on the government and the Taliban to end the war in the country. This comes after Afghan President Ashraf Ghani announced the end of a unilateral ceasefire with the Taliban.
Members of the Helmand Peace Convoy on Sunday called on the Afghan government and the Taliban to honor the demands of the Afghan people and reach a ceasefire agreement to end the ongoing war in the country. The peace activists who are carrying out a sit-in protest outside the US Embassy in Kabul said they will not move until contact is made with the embassy officials. They had initially said they would spend 3 days outside different missions and embassies in Kabul in a bid to be heard. This comes a day after Afghan President Ashraf Ghani announced the end of the ceasefire and ordered security forces to resume operations across the country. Ghani had announced a ceasefire on June 12 that was carried out over Eid, to which the Taliban also agreed and called a ceasefire, but only for 3 days. Over Eid, Ghani extended government ceasefire, but the Taliban failed to respond and immediately resumed attacks across the country after Eid.
Moving on to news from Bangladesh, people from all walks of life, including foreign diplomats in Bangladesh, on Sunday paid their tributes to those who lost their lives in a deadly attack on a cafe 2 years back in Dhaka. At least 22 people lost their lives in a brutal terror attack, which was claimed by militant group Islamic State.
Bangladeshis and representatives of several embassies on Sunday gathered to mourn those killed in a deadly attack on a cafe in Dhaka city exactly 2 years ago. The foreign delegates, activists and family members of the victims gathered at the Holy Artisan Bakery site amid a vow to fight militancy. The visitors placed flowers at the site while separately tributes were also paid at a commemorative sculpture in Dhaka to honor the 2 Bangladeshi police officers killed in the attack.
We came here in Holiday Artisan because 2 years before she died along with our 6 colleagues and buyers. That's why we came here to remember this day.
On the evening of July 1st, 2016, 7 gunmen stormed the cafe in an upmarket neighborhood in Dhaka, killing 22 people, including 9 Italians, 7 Japanese, an American and an Indian. The following morning, after a 12-hour siege, police stormed the building and rescued 13 hostages. The brutal attack was claimed by militant group Islamic State.
A filmmaking workshop was held recently in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. Scores of youths participated in the workshop, which aimed at giving them a platform to professionally polish their skills.
A filmmaking workshop was held recently in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province, giving the valley's youth a platform to learn and professionally shape their skills. The workshop was organized by Actors Creative Theatre and was headed by Mustaq Ali Ahmad Khan along with experts from Chandigarh, Mumbai and Kerala. Both theory and practical classes were provided to the participants, where they were trained in self-introduction, script writing, editing and latest techniques of photography and videography.
हम अभी तमाम चीज़ें इकट्ठी सिखा रहे हैं, जैसे स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग है, डायरेक्शन है, सिनेमाटोग्राफी है और भी बाकी जो टेक्निकल चीज़ें हैं सबके बारे में या एक्टिंग के बारे में थोड़ा इनको इंट्रोडक्शन मिल रहा है। इससे पूरा एक्सपर्ट तैयार तो नहीं होगा, बच्चा पूरा एक हफ्ते में पूरा फिल्म मेकर नहीं बनेगा, लेकिन उसको एक रुझान लगेगा और एक थोड़ी सी इंटरेस्ट बढ़ेगी इस फील्ड में, फिर वो अपना लाइन चूज़ कर सकता है।
मैंने देखा यहाँ के बच्चों में टैलेंट बहुत है, मगर वो ना इस चीज़ को एक्सप्लोर नहीं कर पा रहे, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ी जो प्रॉब्लम है, यहाँ पे सिनेमा नहीं है। इतना मेहनत करने के बाद, इतना टैलेंट होने के बावजूद वो अपने आप को एक्सप्लोर नहीं कर पा रहे। और अगर उनको यहाँ पे ऐसे सीखने को मिला, और अगर यहाँ पे सिनेमा अगर दोबारा स्टार्ट होता है, जो कि मैं बेसिकली जिस पॉइंट पे आना चाहता हूँ, तो बहुत लोगों को रोज़गार मिल सकता है।
The workshop aimed not only at generating interest in filmmaking among the youth, but also create more job opportunities and options.
Combining science, nature and digitization, a postgraduate botany student has digitized information of 126 species of trees and garden plants in southern India. The steps adds to Indian government's initiative of Digital India.
A post-graduation botany student in India's southern Trivandrum city has created India's first digital garden by combining science, nature and digital information. Akhilesh S.V. Nair documented all the 126 species of both tree and garden plants in 21 acres spread Kanaka Kunnu Palace and linked the information with a QR code unique to each of them. It was later linked to a website through a mobile application opening the information to general public.
The 21 acres of Kanaka Kunnu Palace is function as a unique model of conservation of biological diversity and ecosystem management. And in this project, we linked all the tree and garden plant species of Kanaka Kunnu Palace with QR code, and through QR code all the persons who visit Kanaka Kunnu Palace can access the more information of the trees and garden plants. And through this digitization, Kanaka Kunnu Palace becomes first digital garden of India.
The details currently mention the species, nativity, distribution, botanical character and flowering period of the tree. Nair and one of his professors are now planning on more diverse and detailed knowledge about the big greens. The step adds to Indian government's initiative of Digital India.
Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama, along with ministers of Delhi government, launched a happiness curriculum for school students in the Indian capital. The curriculum aims at involving students into activities like meditation and mental exercises and imparting value-based education.
Government in the Indian capital, New Delhi, on Monday introduced a curriculum called Happiness Curriculum for Nursery, Primary and Secondary School students in New Delhi. The curriculum was launched by exiled Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama along with Delhi government ministers. Dalai Lama said India can lead the world by uniting the modern and ancient knowledge and help it overcome negative emotions of the mankind.
According to scientists, basic human nature is more compassionate. Yet we created a lot of problem through anger, hatred, jealousy, suspicion. So now, the modern education, nothing to offer regarding inner peace.
The happiness curriculum, which includes meditation, value education and mental exercises, has been prepared by a team of 40 government teachers, educators and volunteers. The curriculum will involve a happiness period of 45 minutes for all students up to 8th standard at all Delhi government schools. Each class will begin with a meditation practice of at least 5 minutes.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
watching TAG TV.